Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw here at Virtuoso Travel Week in Las Vegas, and here with a familiar face, if you've been watching us, Andrea Grisdale, who's founder and CEO of IC Bellagio. And yes, she is in Bellagio, and her organization books incredibly wonderful trips all over Italy for high-end clients. And we've talked with Andrea before. I have been on some of her trips. She's a wonderful source of information for great luxury experiences in Italy. Now, we're going to talk to her this time about Italy, because guess what's hot again? And hot as we emerge from the pandemic. So hot, in fact, that she may not be able to find you a room this week, but she'll probably tell me she can. Anyway, this is, so you're going to find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Andrea, first of all, it's always great to see you, and we try to hobnob around the globe at different places, and I prefer to be with you in Bellagio, since you have an incredible location, and I've experienced it, and here we are. But we are usually at these conferences like Virtuoso or World Travel Tourism Council, ILTM, things like that. But the big question I want to ask you, because you are the Italy expert, how has travel been to Italy this summer? It's been busy, right?
Well, first of all, buongiorno, James. Good to see you again in not the real Bellagio. Usually we see each other also in the real
and this time we're not even the Bellagio. We're next door at Aria, but it is tangential. Usually we are at Bellagio, but this year a lot of stuff is over here, so it's different, right?
Okay, that's good too, right? Travel has been amazing this year to Italy. It seems like the world wants to come to Italy this year, which of course, after the last 2 years of famine, has been wonderful news for us. Obviously, very, very busy. And we have been really doing all and more to really manage that and make sure that the guests they get the best possible experience despite the number of people who have been traveling there this year.
Absolutely. Now, what are some of the most popular destinations in Italy this summer for travelers from the U.S.?
Well, the usual suspects, of course, the beautiful Tuscan countryside, my backyard, Lake Como, the Amalfi Coast, but we're also seeing places like Puglia, Sicily, the Dolomites, and quite new also for the American travelers. Also Sardinia has been on a lot of people's radar this year.
And I was lucky enough. I've been in Sardinia. It's beautiful, and yes, it should be on the radar if the other places are full.
Yeah, absolutely, James, because I think the big advantage of the places that I've just mentioned to you is so many people right now, they're asking for authentic Italy experiences, but they want their luxury accommodations. They want accommodations where the staff, they get the expectations of the international traveller. And with those regions in particular, you do have authentic Italy right on your doorstep. But again, you have those beautiful accommodations where you can stay at the end of the day as well.
No, that's amazing, and it's true. And that actually leads to my next question. Given how busy it is, how are you finding these great hotels? You have to get these people in this summer and heading into the fall.
Well, as you know, one of our big value propositions is our knowledge, our know-how, and our networks. We have great relationship with the hotels. We will go above and beyond always to be respectful to the hotels, to work with them, to see how we can support each other. And that has been fundamental this year in assuring that our guests, they not only get into the properties, not only do they get a table at the restaurant at the properties, but also that they get a nice, maybe an upgrade or, the nicest room in that particular category that we have. We've also made a big effort to, make suggestions to our guests that they don't need to go to the same places as everybody else is going to. And I think that really has helped and enhanced their experience when they've been in Italy with us as well.
And you also can call up, and they'll have that last room that nobody knows about, and also there, as you said, there are a lot of wonderful properties that people may know the big names of hotels, but you know the ones that are equally as good and can be great for your clients as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely, James. And we like to mix and match the properties. We try and always to get as much knowledge about the traveller, I sound like a broken record on this one, as possible, understand their passion points. But so often, especially this summer, we've always been proposing maybe, halfway through the itinerary, just throw in a little boutique hotel, which is not on everybody's radar, into the itinerary. And it's been very, very successful.
No, usually those places are the ones you're going to come away knowing the best. Because the boutique hotels in Italy are fantastic. I know when I was traveling around, finding something I didn't know about, maybe not one of the big name hotels, and they're wonderful, but you can find one that maybe isn't well known, and it'll be equally as good experience, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like to say in Italy, you have to work very hard to find a bad meal. And
my dad used to say that too. He said, I can eat Italian food every day of the week, but that's it.
Yeah, and we have some wonderful people, we have some wonderful accommodations, and for us it's a joy to be able to share that, because at the end of the day, people are not traveling across the globe to find what they have back home.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about this fall. What's it looking like? Is it equally as busy as the summer was been?
We're looking like we're going to have a very busy September. But what we also are seeing, James, is we have a lot of requests for October, November, December.
And a lot of places are closed in those months, starting in October, November, or are they just staying open because business is so good, right?
We actually have a lot of hotels who are reconsidering that, end of October closure. For example, in my backyard, we have Villa d'Esti, we have Passalacqua, which is a new hotel.
Yeah, I heard that's open all year round now.
Yeah, they're staying open. So, and I see that it's going to be a trend in the future, which is fantastic, because at the end of the day, the majority of people, they're not coming to Italy for a suntan. So why not travel in the low season, which is also, the guides they're much quieter, the drivers are quieter, the people in the restaurants, the people in the stores, they have much more time to talk to you. And again, it's all little things that go to enhancing the client experience.
Absolutely. Now, given how busy it's been, we talked a little bit about this. What you said some of the destinations that you were recommending beyond the usual suspects, but talk a little more about Sardinia. You mentioned Puglia, which I think people were starting to go to, but what are some of the other places that people might not have thought of that, hey, you should try that?
Yeah, absolutely. Emilia-Romagna is a big one. That is really our food region, if you like.
That's always good. Yeah,
that's always good for everybody, right? I think food and wine is on everybody's radar, and it's very, very central. So then, it's a great, you can always get to it from no matter where you are, really, around the country. I mentioned earlier to you the Dolomites, which is becoming more and more popular.
I went there. It was amazing. I loved it.
Stunning, James. And also, summer and winter.
Oh, well, they go skiing in the winter, but in the summer season, it's awesome.
Yeah, as you know, I'm a hiker, so I mean the hiking up there is stunning. But also they have so many different levels of walking, hiking, biking. Right now is really big for us because of the e-bikes, and it really gives the people the opportunity of different fitness abilities to be out and about together. But Sicily, I think now
people forget about Sicily, and I just think I've been there a number of times. I was there when I was a kid. It was a little different back then, a little more. But it's an amazing place and so much to see and do.
Yeah. Obviously, they had so many influences over the years historically that it just offers so much. And a lot of people think it's the size of the island of Capri, and they think they can go there 2 days or 2 nights and see it all. And so there's there's an educational opportunity for us there. But with Villa Igea opening, Roccaforte property, we now have 4 Seasons who've opened, the San Domenico Palace in Taormina. We also have, of course, the beautiful Belmonts there. There's a lot of beautiful properties on Sicily, and again, there's some small boutique properties you can throw in the itinerary as well. You mentioned Sardinia, whether we're north, whether we're in the center of the island or the south, again, we have stunning properties, we have amazing people, very friendly, warm, hospitable, but then you have authentic Italy on your doorstep.
Absolutely. So there are a lot of other places you can send your clients to in Italy beyond the usual suspects, and unusual suspects, even where you are in Lake Como. Lake Como, Amalfi, Rome, Venice, Italy, Florence. I mean, those are kind of the usual suspects, but there's so much more to Italy, and that's why people keep going back, right?
Yeah, we're so lucky, James. It's not a destination that people will only do once in their lifetime. We have 20 regions. Every region is different. Every region has its own traditions, specialities, and stories to tell. And food and wine. And so we really are so lucky, because people just keep coming back as they get more and more confident and they grow to love it even more, which I totally understand.
You have a high repeat business, I'm sure. Now let's talk a little bit about what, obviously this has been a banner year, and people wasn't sure 22 would be that banner given as we emerged from pandemic, but what's 2023 looking like?
So 2023 is looking pretty good, I have to say. We also have some requests for 2024 in our books. We have some great business already for next year. I would say, as always, don't wait, because things are starting to book up. For example, a villa on the Amalfi Coast in June 2023. could be a little difficult even now to get hold of. But what we are begging our travel advisors is to do, get the bookings in early, get the confirmation, and please don't make changes after confirmation, because it then becomes very, very difficult to make that happen.
Absolutely. Well, those are some good recommendations for travel advisors. Any other recommendations you have for our travel advisors out there about booking Italy into 2023?
Absolutely. We would love always to get on a call with a travel advisor and their guests and their travelers. A 3-way call. Let us answer all those questions for you. Let us give the clients as much information as possible regarding their trips. But above all, let's get everything booked quickly and get it confirmed, and no changes, please, after confirmation.
There you go. And otherwise, your clients may be out of luck. But it is still possible to go to Italy in the fall even, and certainly in 2023. And I think it's going to be a banner year in 2023. Absolutely. Now, how can our travel advisors out there get in touch with you to find out if when they want to work with you with their clients?
Of course, James, all the information is on virtuoso.com, but send me an email, andrea@icbellagio.com. Very, very easy, and we will be delighted to get back to you right away.
Andrea, always a pleasure to see you here or wherever we are in the world, and I think we have a few more dates left in like that in the rest of the year. But it's great to see you here at Virtuoso, which is kind of back to the old days. It's now back to normal after 3 years.
It's fantastic.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's such a positive energy, a great atmosphere. So hats off to Virtuoso, and a big thanks for everything that they do for us all.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.